Well, as far as the weather goes, it's another beautiful day today. And that is victory. When we set our intention for looking for the good, sometimes we need to work a little harder to find it, not because it's hard to find, but because we're going against all our past programming that only allows us to see the negative. But a beautiful day, a nice lunch, time with the family, these are all really good things. Now, there might be little things that come along and pop up periodically that will, that could temporarily, cause a challenge. But in the scheme of things, in the big things, nice weather, good friends, that's a good day. Well, my talk I want to talk about today, first off, I want to apologize if some of these things seem disjointed at times, but I'm really working hard on trying to get my authentic self when I give these talks, so I don't write them down ahead of time and I don't edit my videos. And the second thing is, it's a little bit hard for me because, especially when I'm dealing with clients and other things, I'm used to doing things one-on-one, actually working with another person and feeling their spirit and their energy and working together as a unit and bouncing off of each other and stuff. And doing these videos, it's a little bit harder because I'm sending this out as a broadcast to a lot of people because I post my videos live for a lot of people. And I don't necessarily have, I know there are people out there that need to hear the message that I want to send, but I don't necessarily have a personal connection with the person who's receiving my message is. And so I'm working on learning to hone my style and my talent into a more broader group without, just concentrating on a specific client or individual. Now, my message is, I'm big into the now. I'm big into being in the now because when we're not present, we tend to let our autopilot run things for us. And our autopilot programs that we wrote long ago may not be serving us. And so, because they're not serving us, that generates a resistance issue. But when we do look at the past, and we do need to look at the past sometimes. Sometimes there's issues that occurred in the past that we need, to look at and realize what programming or what other things may have came out of those incidents that occurred in the past so that we can detach ourselves. And when you're looking in the past, mainly it is looking for where those past attachments are and how can we resolve the issue and detach ourselves from them. And it's important when you're looking at the past, when you're analyzing the past, understand that who you are now is not who you were then. And when those events were recorded, even though we like to talk about the window of the soul and everything else, a lot of events when they're recorded, we do run filters over them at the time they occur. We can dig deep and find the actual event, but a lot of times when we're looking at our past and looking at our past memories, just be aware that there could be a filter on there, and how we perceive the event when we look at our past, how our past person, our past instance received and reviewed the event, it might have gone through a filter or two. But more importantly, and this is part of what I want to talk about, is that the past is the past. Now, if we want to have a better future, we all know we need to make changes. The changes that we make today are going to affect the future we're going to have tomorrow. So if we're not happy with where we are today, we make changes today so that our future will turn out differently. And it's the same thing when looking at our past. We can look at our past mainly to detach ourselves when we're still locked into things that occurred in the past. Because that's the only way the past can affect us, is when we give it power. When we allow an event that occurred in the past to continue to affect us today because we have given it the power to do those things. So when we look at the past, we need to, I honestly really do feel we need to bring a detachment to it. And if there is an attachment we still have to the past, an event or an occurrence or something that somebody has said or somebody has done or something that we've said or something that we've done, and it's still affecting us today, we need to look at how we can detach ourselves from that past event, how we can learn the lesson that we needed to learn from that event so we can apply it in the now. 5 years ago when I yelled at you, what did I need to learn? And and how can I then detach myself from that event that occurred 5 years ago and move forward today without constantly being dragged back into the past? And so it's important, when you look at the past, understand there are layers and filters. And also understand that if you have an attachment to a past event that's still affecting your judgment and action in the now, find out how you can detach yourself from that so that you can move forward. Thank you.